Good morning, my name is Stephanie Comella, and we're here with PD Active for a neuro-movement class, which kind of is a general class theme of a mix between floor-based movement, Pilates, primal movement, proprioceptive work, balance, integrating our nervous system, all of that good stuff, all of those good things for the nervous system. You are going to need some big floor space, so make sure that you kind of push things off to the side. And if you like to use a mat, go ahead and put your mats down. We are going to be moving. Bill, give me a thumbs up if you're good. Perfect. We are going to be moving quite big on the floor. So sometimes individuals like two mats next to each other. Okay, let's go ahead and start on our knees. So make your way down to the ground if you haven't already gotten there. Bill, you just got there early, no big deal, right? And we'll start on our knees, yeah. So again, if you need props, if you need extra padding underneath your knees, make sure you have that. Good. Okay, all right, so you're on your knees, again, padding if you need it. I'm not gonna go over all of the extra props that you could be putting underneath your body and stuff. I'll mention them as they come up, but do what you need to do to make your body feel comfortable in the positions and exercises. All right, so you're gonna start by side bending off to the side. Imagine you have an itch on the side of your leg. See if you can get there without folding your body forward. See if you can just get there without folding body forward, and then bring that free arm up and over to the side. Good. Bonus points if you get your fingertips to the floor. See if you can get all the way down. Nice. And then bring yourself back up. We're going to go inhale into the other side. Bring your hands to the floor. Side stretch over the top. Good. And we'll just cartwheel from side to side here. If you keep your eye gaze forward as you're moving through this exercise, you're going to get a little bit of a vestibular training effect where your eyes are locked in on a location and your head and body are moving about that location. Good. Let's start to integrate some of your breath work. We go inhale, flare and open the ribs to the side, and exhale through the top. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale to the top. One more time each side. Inhale over. Exhale. And inhale over. And exhale. Nice job. We're going to take our hands in front of us. Reach forward and set your bum behind you. See how far you can get your hips back to the ground, and then pull your arms behind you, open up through the heart. This is called chest expansion. So the hips are going to tap back and then press the heart open. You got it. Tap the hips back and press the heart open. See how far you can get those hips to come back. We're going to do this a couple different ways, just exploring the different options. So right here, I want you to bow forward and bring the hips back, and then all the way up and hip extension. So bowing, reaching, and pulling. Good. Bowing, reaching, pulling. Two more just like that. Last one. Good. Now place one hand on your low back and one hand on your heart. If the low back mobility in that shoulder is hard, you can go on your stomach. So somewhere here, here. Sit the hips back down without bowing in your chest. So keeping your heart, your torso vertical, and then drive the hips forward. Okay, go ahead and do that a few times. I'm just getting everyone in the class. So we go back and press. You're gonna put a little bit more tension on your knees. Okay, a little more tension, a little more strength on those quads. Press. Good. Almost feels like you're leaning backwards. Sit and drive the hips underneath you. You got two more. Good. Push. Last one. And push. Nice job. From here, we're going to take our hands on the floor and rock. So you're in a hands and knees position, but the arms are maybe a little out in front of you. We're going to rock back and rock forward. Okay. As you rock forward, separate your fingers really wide, stretching your wrists as you bear weight through them and sort of fold them into flexion. Yep. I'm sorry, this is wrist extension, excuse me. Make sure I use the proper terms. We're going to go for two more rocks. Good, last one. and hold forward. Okay. As you come back on this next one, we're going to start to round your tail and curl your spine, come up onto the fingertips of your hands. We're going to flatten the hands back out, shift the body forward over your wrists. Shift back, round your spine, curl your tail, come up onto the fingertips. I'm looking at the screen, but ideally you're looking down. Flatten out your hands and shift forward. Shift back, round your spine, come up onto the fingertips. Shift forward. One more time, come back, round, hold. Bring your arms up past your ears, stretch them forward. Draw the hips underneath you and bring yourself up into your high kneeling position. Okay, this is called cat stretch. I want you to be sort of slinky like a cat, okay? So we're gonna go over the top, fingertips land. We flatten out the hands, we shift forward and we come into a little bit of extension, so openness in the chest. So instead of rounded, open. Shift back, round your tail, come up onto your fingertips, reach your arms forward, pull the hips underneath. Good. Here we go, round down, fingertips land, shift forward, open up your shoulders, slide your armpits down your sides, shift back, round your spine, pull the hips under, lift the arms up. We'll do one more time, cat stretch. Big up and over the top. Shift forward. Shift back, round up, tuck your tail, lift the arms forward like a zombie, almost like a zombie out of a swamp, and then pull yourself up. Nice job. We're gonna go for a little stationary run. Rotate that torso. Rotate, 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 rotate. Come on, faster. Faster. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Bring those hands back down onto the ground. Separate your fingers. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a lunge step. I'm going to show you a few options. Some of you will enjoy it all the way down here on the ground where we bring the leg through. Or maybe you have another strategy to get there. That's fine. Just find yourself in this position and then step back. Now, option would be to hold on to a chair or a table or something and go like so. Okay, so you have a couple of options. Hands on the floor, hands on a table. Go ahead and alternate the leg that's coming forward. Alternate the leg that's coming forward. You do not have to go fast. Just explore the mobility in your hips and ankles when you do that. Yeah. Getting that leg out in front of you. I know, we accelerated this class quick today. We didn't even lay on our backs yet. That's it. 2 more, please. One more time. Let's have you finish with the left leg in front. So everyone get on the left leg. So the left leg forward. This is where it's going to be tricky. Left hand on your thigh. We're going to slide your right knee underneath you and just take a seat. Don't get too comfortable. We're going to come backwards out of that. Breakdance move, you got to push up a little bit and bring the leg back underneath you. We're just going to stay on that side for a few. Pull the leg in, take a seat. Nice carry, good. Both carries. Bring it back. Something like that, okay? Something like that. Just practice that transition from sort of that runner's lunge, we call it a runner's lunge, to sit. It's a cowboy sit, really. Good. One more time. We go back. In. A lot of strength in that shoulder. Last one, go back. Replace the other foot back. We got to do the other side. Let's bring that right foot forward. Hand on your thigh. There's kind of this moment of hovering, and then slide the knee in. Yeah, good. Lots of work in this shoulder here. You got to push through the ground. Here we go. Hover and slide it back. Hover and pull it through. Some version of that. And you do not have to go at my pace. Just some sort of version of your runner's lunge to sit. That's it. Good. Nice. Let's do a couple more. Some of you moving faster than me. Some of you moving not as fast as me. All good. One more time. Let's finish on our bums. And then make our way down onto our back. So nice little transition onto the floor. We're going to go arms out to the side. Oh, P.S. Quick note, if you want some feedback during the movements, make sure I can see you in your camera. I know there's a toggle between being able to see me and having me see you. I understand that, but do what works for you. All right, so knees bent, feet flat on the floor. That's called a hook lying position, hook lying. We're going to go right to left in the knees. We've done this one almost every single class. Oh, one of the best and easiest ways to get rotation in your femurs, your thigh bones, your pelvis, your low back. We can pair that also with a reciprocal head turn. So the knees go one way and the eyes and the head go the opposite direction. Switch to the other side. Switch to the other side. Now with those arms stretched out in your T, let's go ahead and go thumbs up. And have your eyes locate your thumbnail every time you turn. An intentional eye lock or eye gaze on that object. Very nice. Let's go two more. And last one. Good, nice job. Everyone should at least be on the floor by now. Is that true? Yeah. All right, slide your right foot out long on the ground. Your left foot will still be bent, or your left knee still bent. We're gonna take that right arm up past your ear. So I said this was overhead last week. We clarified terms. So you have your right leg long and your right arm long, and they're stretching an opposition to either side of the room. Go ahead and push through your left foot so that you start to roll over onto your right side. But there's going to be this sticking point where your left shoulder is like, no, I don't want to go. And you're going to listen to that. Bring your hips back down to the ground. So push through the left foot to get your hips to roll right. And then return. The arms are sort of just lazy right now. I want you to disassociate. Be like, okay, I can move my lower body without having to move my upper body. So it's this rotation. If you need a little demo, take a peek at the camera and then go back to the floor. We're going to go through that two more times. Good. And then bring it down. Left foot slides out. Left arm goes up overhead. Work past your ears. We clarified the overhead is past your ears. And then the right side is going to now come into a little bit more of a drawn in position. So right side is bent knee, hand down by your side. And the left side is long in opposition. We following the twister instructions? Okay. Right hip is going to press up and over as if you're rolling onto your left hip. And then nice and slow, bring it down. Push through your right foot to get a little, it's like a mini little bridge, kind of. But you're more, the objective is to roll over, not lift your hips up so much. Yeah. And again, you're trying to disassociate the hips, the lower body from your upper body. So your upper body can sort of just be heavy, limp, lazy. Great. Two more. And last one. Excellent. Good job. All righty. Go ahead and send both of your legs out long. I'm going to just change my position real quick here. You can have your hands out to the side or underneath your head, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to do just a little variation on leg movement. Okay. So if your legs are out long underneath you, dorsiflex your feet so you're active. We've talked about that in the past. Let your thighs roll out to the side. So your feet sort of make this little like turnout. Sometimes this is called duck-footed. Okay. Right here, if you feel your thigh bones, they have rolled out to the side. Correct? This is called external rotation. For those of you that like to learn kind of the language around movement, here we are. So external rotation. We're going to go the opposite of that, where the thigh bones roll in towards one another and your toes kind of draw in towards one another. That's sometimes referred to as pigeon-toed, turned in, or it's called internal rotation. So we're going to go from external rotation, turn out, to internal rotation, turn in. Got it? So external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation. So you're just moving your thigh bones out and in. Notice for yourself if one direction feels more limited than the other, and if one side feels different than the other. Okay, just make mental notes for yourself. Always assessing your own movement. All right. Now we're going to go in parallel. So your feet should be sort of just up like the number 11. This is called neutral. Right here, we're going to slide your right heel in towards your bum. Let your leg drape out to the side. You're now in external rotation. You're going to slide your foot out long and then roll it back into neutral. Slide the heel in. Let your knee drape out. Slide the edge of your foot out and then roll it into neutral. Good. If it's helpful, you can do this also sort of with your hand, sort of how I'm showing in the video with my hand. I'm mirroring the leg movement. We go out to the side, push, and then center. Okay, one more time here on that leg. Good. Same thing on the other side. Pull the heel in, let the leg drape out into external rotation, slide the edge of your foot out on the mat or your floor, and then pivot the leg into neutral. Pull the heel in, let the knee drape, slide it back out, and pull it in. Good. Draw, drape, push, and draw inward. That's it. Nice. So this is just this proprioceptive, right, Alana? Proprioceptive drill for how our femur bones, our thigh bones, are moving around in the socket. Okay. This internal and external rotation is really important to preserve in your body for efficient gait, your ability to move around on the floor, for pelvic floor health, for your breathing mechanics. All of this rotation in your hips all contribute to the functions of those things. Last one. From here, we're going to bend the knees in towards your chest. Give them a nice hug, either behind your knee or on top of your knees, and rock and roll. We did this a little bit last week. Rock and roll. Use the momentum and the kick from your legs to help you sit upright. You may get all the way up. Awesome job. Continue, roll back. Can you get up and stop on a dime? Good. So carry. I'm going to challenge you to be able to roll up and balance. So keep your feet hovered the whole time. Yeah. I just pick on Carrie because she always has the camera on her. And she's been coming a while. That's it. So we're keeping the feet maybe hovered. If you're not there today, no big deal. Just work on the rocking. Good. Great vestibular training, the rocking. 2 more. And last one. Good. Go ahead and finish seated. And we're going to bring one leg out long in front of you. And the other one, you're going to hold on to your knee. Let's do this. If you're going to keep track, keep track. I'm going to go right leg out long. Left leg's going to pull in. Now I'm going to use this left leg to help lower me down to the ground without plopping back. So I'm going to use my leg to help sort of lower me down. Good. And then use your leg to help pull you back up. Good. In Pilates land, this is called climb a tree. We drop down. And then we curl up. Use your leg. That means you need to sort of kick out on your leg too. Rolling down and rolling up. Good. And then we just smooth that out. Ooh, this is hard for some of you here. Okay, I'm getting some clues and getting some movement clues. Let's work on it. 2 more here. There you go, Francesca. Nice job. Last one. You got it, girl. Come on. Use that momentum just a little bit. Just enough. Oh, she's almost there. Come on. Yeah. Nice. All right. Same thing on the other leg. Let's see how the sides differ. Roll on back. Good. Use your leg. So you can pull on your leg, but if you're pulling on your leg but not countering that, there's going to be like a standstill. So you need to make sure that you're kicking your leg out too. There you go. Nice job. Yes. Kick the leg out so it gives you something to roll on. Good. And of course, if you don't need your leg, you can do just little sit-ups here too. Pilates roll-ups, sit-ups, whatever you want to call them. Good. Maybe 2 more on this side. Last one. Roll all the way up and then let's stay there. Nice. All right, we're going to bring our hands behind us, back prop. This can be a big stretch for the front of your chest, so just take a moment to settle in there. Good. And if sitting on the floor is challenging, this is a nice sort of relief for you too, because you're like, oh, I can finally let my hip flexors take a break. All right, so I want you to flex both feet. So pull the tops of your feet towards your shins and sit up nice and tall. Open up your chest, almost give yourself some extension. Maybe eyes up to the ceiling, and we're going to point the toes and round your spine. Let your shoulders sag up towards your ears, pointing your toes. Good. Flex the feet, pull yourself into extension. Point the feet, draw into flexion. Flex, extension, point, flexion. 2 more of those. It's like cat-cow, sort of. You do cat-cow in all these different positions. Last one, come up and stay up. Good. Bend your knees in so you have your feet flat on the floor. We've been kind of working on this one. Yeah. All right. What happens here if we take your right arm up towards the ceiling? Can you balance between your bum, 2 feet, and 1 hand? Good. You got a question. Burning question. Burning question. Come on. Let me see it. Burning question. Shake that hand. Oh, pick me. There we go. Good. Bring the hand down. Other side. Lift it up. Push into the ground with the remaining limbs so that you can get a little taller for that question. Come on. Lift it, lift it, lift it. That's it, Carrie. There you go. Bring it down. Okay. Couple more here. We're just going to alternate right and left hands. Give yourself the opportunity for rotation here. You're going to maybe lift your arm up towards the ceiling, but look over towards the hand that's on the floor. Carrie, you're already on it. Nice job, girl. Bring it down. Other side. Looking down at your hand is going to work that rotation in your trunk. Very good. One more time. Up and hold here. I have my left hand in the air if you want to keep track that way. I have my left hand in the air. Right here, we're going to just push your bum up towards the ceiling just a little bit and then back down. Woo-hoo-hoo. Just a little baby butt bump. Yeah. Breakdance move. Here we go. Butt bump. It's a lot of work in that shoulder. Use those shoulders. Push. Good. Push. Nice. 2 more. 2 more here. Push. 1 more time. Awesome job. Switch to the other side. Just gonna swing around. So I have my right arm in the air if you're keeping track with me. You have 3 limbs on the ground to support you in the butt lift. Here we go. Lift and down. Lift and down. Doesn't have to be big. Lift. It can be big. It can be like, woo. Yeah, it can be big. Just a little bump. 2 more. That's it, everyone. Nice work. Last one. Excellent. And return, bring those elbows back. We're going to come down onto your elbows behind you. How's that for everyone? We're hanging out at the beach. Nice. Go ahead and let those legs go out long. We're hanging out at the beach. Open up through your chest. This is maybe an even bigger stretch across the heart. Go ahead and bring one leg into tabletop and then bring it back out. Other leg into tabletop. Let's have you dorsiflex your feet. So pull the top of your feet towards your shins. That means you're primed and ready. That means action. Dorsiflexion is action. Good. Now, real quick here, little awareness opportunity. Whose neck is getting tired? Yeah, those are your neck abs. It's okay. We're going to bring your hands to your low back. Can you reach around and grab your hands to your low back? See if you can feel your low back muscles working here. And if you don't, stick your butt out just a little bit so that you do. Try to hold that shape in your low back as you bring your leg into tabletop. You may feel your back kind of sag when the leg comes up. Try to maintain that neutral as you bring the legs up. Yeah, more hip flexor work. Yes, I know. So good. So good. Deep core. Everything's working for us. We got 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last one. Nice job. Let's give our necks a little break. You're going to roll down and come all the way onto your side. We can make a little pillow for our head. Go ahead and rock the body. We did this last week. Rock your body. You can either use your hand to support the rocking or not, but I do want some disassociation. So try to keep the shoulders stacked and the hip is moving forward and back. Self-touch is a good way to understand, okay, what is my body actually doing? Is it doing what I think it's doing? So giving yourself feeling. Yeah. Let's go for a couple pinwheel stretches. Reach the top arm all the way open. Spiral back. Your mid back, maybe your shoulder comes behind you. If you're lucky, it'll touch the floor. Bring your hand back towards your hips. Now, as your hand passes your hips, I want you to lift your head up the floor off. Lift your head up off the floor a little bit, and then you can lay it back down when you come forward. So you're going to roll back. Your head's relaxed. As you come around, you're going to lift your head up and see if you can watch your hand brush over your hips. Go ahead and work through that. So we go back, we lift. So there's a little bit of ab crunch kind of stuff, kind of thing going on. Little ab crunch obliques on that left side or the top side. Little crunch. Good. One more time. Lovely. Go ahead and push yourself up into a side sit and hold here. This might be more relevant for some of you than others. This is like, I just fell and I'm getting off the floor, right? Here we go. We're going to do this little push up here. Now, your hands are sort of at an angle as well. So you have one hand in a little closer than the other. That's intentional, okay? We're just mimicking what it would be like to press off the floor. We're going to bend down and then push up. The closer you get to the floor, the better. You don't have to look at me. You can look at the ground. See how close to the floor you can get. I know it's weird on the shoulders, but this is how it really is, yeah? Here we go. Drop and push. Drop and push. Building up that strength. Pull the tempo up a little quicker. We have 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more time. Whoa, Nice job. We're going to swing those legs forward and roll onto your bum. Come around to the other side. We're going to lay down on your other side. So however you want to get there, lie down on your other side. Awesome. Make a pillow for your head. Once you get here, if you get here before me, you can start your pinwheel. Want to make sure the whole team gets here. Awesome. Go ahead and get started when you're ready. Reach the arm forward, circle it back. As the hand sweeps past your hips, there's this little head lift, kind of side crunch, and then return. Now, I like using I like using my hand on the back of my head. I can kind of push it up a little bit. So if your head is tired from that previous exercise still, you can use your hand behind your head to support the head lift. Curl up and reach around. Yep. Curling up and reach around. Bonus points if you start to follow your hand with your eyes. Sometimes that can be dizzying. Let's see how I do today. Oh, yeah. Nice. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Last two. Good. Last one. And return. I realized we didn't do the hip rocking on this side, so we're going to do that right now. Take your hand and place it on the floor in front of you, and we're just going to rock the hips forward, back. Again, try to disassociate that from your shoulders. So the shoulders aren't rolling forward and back either. It's just the hips, sort of belly button and below, that's moving. And it's helpful if you use self-touch to understand whether or not your shoulders are moving. Okay, so you can put your hand on your heart. You can put your hand on your shoulder, something that will tell you about what your body is doing. Just the hips rocking. More like sliding. Are they sliding? Yeah, sliding. Okay, go ahead and press yourself up. You're going to sort of be in this side sit, mermaid position, merperson position. And we have one hand forward of the other one. It's like literally you just push yourself off the floor. Okay, push-ups here, little awkward push-ups, drive up, get that full range of motion as far down to the mat as you can and push. Awesome. Good. Now, obviously, if this doesn't work for your shoulder, just chill for a second. We'll be done in no time, okay? Just hang out there. Good. Let's go 4 more, please. 4. All the way down. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From here, we're going to take this hand, reach it forward, and come into hands and knees. Hands and knees. Cool. Alrighty, hands and knees. We're going to swing your knees over to the left side and lower your hips down. You may get a stretch along the whole side part of your body. Good. Don't change where your hands position. Push yourself up into your quadruped. Your knees might be together. Walk your knees over to the right side and lower your hips down on the left. Yep. Try not to move your hands. Press yourself back up. Walk the knees over. Lower the hips down. Good. Now, some of you are going to be doing this version and staying here. Some of you may appreciate that it's not actually a sit of the hips. You're just going to tap your hips and then tap your hips. Okay. A little bit more of a roll, almost like a plank. Yeah. Let's go for about 10 more seconds, whichever version you're doing. So again, it could be the walk your knees over, hips go down. Good. Nice. Pick which challenge makes sense for your body. Okay. And then one more time, just take a seat off to the side. Doesn't matter which. And then swing those legs forward. I see someone grabbing some water real quick. If you need water, go ahead and grab it. Yeah. hot lately. Awesome. All right, we're going to be in a seated position. So come on up to seated. If you know yourself to need a little lift under your butt, or I should say hips, sorry, anatomical, pelvis, use a pillow underneath your hips, okay? That'll give you a little bit more space in your hips, so sitting on the floor can be more comfortable, okay? Do what you need to do there. All right, hands on your knees for me real quick. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them open and down the sides of your back, down your back and sides. Forward in the shoulders, up towards your ears, back and down your sides. Good. Go ahead and continue rolling the shoulders here. We've talked in the past how intimately related your shoulder mobility is with your collarbones. Okay, so if you can visualize your collarbones doing this circular motion here, you're going to have a bit more mobility in those shoulders for the overhead movements, where you bring your arms up past your ears. Good. Nice. Now we're going to start to take this a little bit bigger. As the arms become more in the picture, don't forget what the root exercise is, moving the collarbones. Don't forget about moving the collarbones. Yeah, good. Bigger and bigger. They can always be bigger. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Good. Nice job. I'm just going to turn to the front. Let's place your hands on your knees here. We're going to take left hand over to the right knee. Place your right hand behind you on the floor and use it as a little bit of leverage to help you rotate, look over your shoulder. Okay. And bring it back in. Left hand or right hand comes across the left side. Use the ground as leverage and rotate. Good. If sitting on the floor still is not comfortable for you, even though you've tried the pillow trick, you can do this in kneeling. Good. Over to the other side. Awesome. So we're working on your looking over the shoulder to merge skills, right? Dare I remind us that these things are important to preserve? Last one. Lovely. Okay. This next part is where it may be helpful to grab a pillow. Okay. We're going to be rolling over the top of your shins to come into pseudo quadruped and then rolling back. Okay. So if you try that on the floor and it's like, what do you want me to do? Grab a pillow, put it underneath your bum. It'll give you a little head start to get over the top of your shins. Okay. Here we go. Rolling forward and rolling back. Now, if this is not in your wheelhouse, what I want you to do is come into quadruped and cross the legs and just work on sitting back from there. Okay, work on this motion. So if you can't go all the way back to seated, if it's hard for you to get over the top of that, get over it once and just work on the rocking back, rocking forward, and then increasing that range of motion so that maybe you could sit one day, okay? But make sure your legs are crossed. Great, one more time. Good. Sit back, or if you're forward, just recross your legs in the different orientation because one always feels different than the other. We're gonna do the same drill. Come over the top of your shins and then sit back. And if this is just your wheelhouse, just the rocking with the cross-legged and you're working on that mobility there, all good, okay? The pressure of your shin on the back of your calf, little double whammy, we can get a little calf massage. There's also an acupressure point right there on the front of the shin that supports some mobility, believe it or not, even though if it's painful. Yeah. Just practicing whatever version. Let's go one more. Good. Cool. All right, we're in the seated position. We're gonna bring your left foot out in front of you. So you're sort of in this, I don't know, this floor sit here. So you have one leg sort of crossed and one leg in front. Okay, you may or may not be on a cushion. Shift forward as far as you can to put some pressure in this leg that's in front. And you may get some dorsiflexion or a stretch in your foot, and then rock back. Okay, so this is kind of the same concept. You're rocking forward on it. Rocking forward, lean your body weight into your knee if you can, and then drop back. Okay, another hack for this, not to say that you're probably close to anything, but you can also grab onto like the leg of a sturdy table and pull yourself sort of over it and then back. Okay, that could be another option. So ankle mobility of this leg here. Make sure you're using a sturdy. There you go, Bill. I love the cushion. Good job. One more on that side. Switch it. Good. And then working on that mobility. I'm so proud of everyone on the floor right now. This is not easy stuff. Forward and back. Great job. Let's go 2 more. Excellent. Good, good. From here, how can you transition into your hands and knees? Can you go right into it? Nice. I'm going to push that pillow off to the side, hands and knees, please. Okay. Quadruped is inherently an active position, right? Because if you're in quadruped, you're probably going to crawl towards something and start locomoting. If you think about babies, grandchildren, before they start crawling, they're kind of like, okay, I'm trying to figure out this crawling thing. I'm going to rock a little bit. I see that toy in front of me. I want to get there, but I don't know how to move my limbs yet. All right. It's inherently active. That means we need to have dorsiflexion in our feet. So if you can, tuck those toes underneath so that you have active dorsiflex feet as opposed to laces down. Okay. And just feel the difference between how your body feels when your feet are tucked versus when the feet are not tucked. It cues your body in a different way. Okay. We are going to start crawling here, but we'll do some drills first. All right. So in this quadruped position, just take your right hand and tap your left shoulder. I know wrists are bothering us, or no? Other side. Ah, she's just going on that. So just tapping the opposite shoulder. We're going from 4-point stance to 3-point stance. That's it. Nice job. 2 more. Beautiful. Sit back, come into a kneeling position if you need to, and then roll out those wrists. Just a quick wrist break. Roll out your wrists. Yeah. And then bring yourself back into your quadruped. Great. No problem. See you later. And we're going to go, one knee is going to lift up and then bring it down. The other knee is going to lift up and then bring it down. Can you see it? I lift the knee up and down, lift the knee up and down. Okay. There's some weight shifting that happens. Perfect. One more time. And then step back. Roll your wrists out. Shake them, flick the fingers. Excellent. Bring it on down. We're going to go opposite hand and knee lift. This gets tricky. Okay. You know what? I've taught this so many times and I don't have a consensus on the best way of sequencing to go for it. So I want you to try both. Okay. So you're going to lift one knee. The opposite hand is also going to float. Hold that like a statue. You're in a photo shoot. They got to take a million pictures. Yeah. And then bring it back down. So the sequencing can go knee, hand, or maybe your brain works better if you go hand first and then the knee. Okay. Again, I don't have a consensus on which is the best way. I get mixed feedback. So try both directions and see what works best for you. And then eventually over time, we get them to come up at the same time. You get the same side or opposite hand and knee hover at the same time. Okay. That moment that you hesitated, you're now going to rock a little bit with the hover. Just rock. You're like ready to go forward. Good. Bring that hand and set down. Other side, opposite hand and knee float, rock forward and back. Oh yeah, lots of core. Nice job. Bring it down. Opposite hand and knee hold. We're going to step both limbs forward and plant them. Opposite hand and knee both at the same time. Hover, step forward, land. We're crawling, yes, but I want you to do this methodically. Hover both limbs, step both limbs, land both limbs. See if you can do it all at the same time. Hover both limbs at the same time, step, land. Go ahead and work through that, crawling forward until you hit the end of your space. And then come up into a kneeling position and knee walk your way backwards. Knee walk your way backwards. Funny. Come back to hands and knees. Reset your lane. Figure out your movement lane. Yeah, I know. And maybe just a mat length. That's fine. Hover opposite hand and knee, step. Hover opposite hand and knee, step. Hover opposite hand and knee, step. We're just doing the same thing. We're going another lap. Yep, repetition. Good. Methodically, right? Hand and knee hover at the same time. Once you hit the end of your lane, come up onto your knees. I know I'm out of frame. And knee walk backwards. That requires some hip movement. Good. What if we reversed it? What if we knee walked forward? Swing your arms. When you hit the end of your lane, I'm just going to stay in the frame. We come down and we go opposite knee and hand, walk backwards or crawl backwards. Getting your brain to work in different ways. Once you hit the end of your lane, we're going to knee walk forward. I got a smaller space than you all, I think. Swing your arms. Once you come out of your lane, hands come down, crawling backwards. Hand and knee at the same time. Good, nice job. Let's have you come up to a high kneeling position again. Roll out your wrists. I know that was a lot. I believe so fundamentally in crawling skills because someone I know and love uses them a lot when he falls. And I think it's this basis that he learned in his body that's helped him so much over the years, okay? All right, cat stretch, we're starting from the beginning. Arms up towards the ceiling, roll yourself down, fingertips land, flatten out your hands, come into that extension, shift forward. Same as we did at the beginning, we're just going full circle. Sit the hips back, round your spine, your head drops down, the arms come forward, keep them framed around your head as you come up. There you go. Ooh, that looks better than when we started. Roll down. Shift forward, eyes come up, come in extension. Good, shift back, round, pull your hips underneath you, your arms are reaching up. Nice carry, good, couple more. Reach over the top. Come into that extension, see if you can make your spine in so many different shapes. Sit back, round, roll, pull, hips underneath you. Good. By keeping those arms up above your ears, it just creates a little bit more challenge. See if you can do it. If your biceps frame your ears the whole time. One more time, please. Rolling down. Shift forward. Shift back. Round your spine, pull yourself up. Excellent job. Hands or no hands, sit your hips off to the side. Bring your legs forward and lay down on your back. Good. All right, in this position, just let your knees go right and left. This is the end of class. This is kind of your cool down restorative. Find something soothing for your back, for your body, for your brain. And I'm just gonna give you, let's say 45 seconds of quiet to reflect on the last 50 minutes of class. You can think about the sequence. You can think about things that were fun, challenging, new, interesting, boring. 45 seconds of quiet. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Excellent job. Roll yourself up to seated. I'm going to turn off the recording and open the floor if you have anything that you want to share with the group or feedback.